Hi guys. Thank you for you guys who are watching it on the replay. I was just out doing some gardening today. I potted up some carrots and some lavender. I actually had both of those in different places, but I wanted to put out some more carrots because I put it in a trash can and it was longer. So I thought the carrots might get longer. And then lavender, I put it in a different place because it doesn't seem to be coming up in the other place. And I thought if I had it in a container, I could tell better what it was. Hello, Faz Yoda, Faz King. How are you? Or maybe it's Phase Yoda, Phase King. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for coming in. So that's what I'm doing. I picked up my mail yesterday, so I'll have to make a mail call video. And I haven't done one of these lives like during the day, just to pop up and chat. I've been doing the interviews with people, and I thought I would start maybe trying to do some of these. Hello, Jean with Yellow Shirt Dad. Hello, Homesteading with Sue. Hello, Suzanne Goulet. What do you guys all have going on today? Are you eating lunch? Are you doing some gardening? Are you out shopping, running errands, paying bills? On vacation, doing something fun? We're going to go on a little short Texas trip, like a weekend kind of trip here pretty soon. We have a hotel booked sometime in May. I'll have to look back at the dates, but so we have that going on. Hello, Nicole Smith Gardening. How are you? Nicole, I wanted to tell you, since you're on here, that you have me paranoid about the vine borers. I started putting squash all over my yard, spreading it out because I was worried they were going to attack one spot. I actually have a container. I'm going to plant some in. I'm going to plant a plant in there today, and hopefully they won't get me, but we'll see. But I've been putting out stuff like crazy and starting to run out of pots and containers. And so once in a while I'll go pick something up. I found something I could use out in the yard. I can't do it yet because hubby has to like put some holes in it for me. Yeah, one year somebody told me that my squash was attacked by caterpillars. But now that I heard you describe what the vine borers do, I think it might have been them. However, on the bright side, it was like in September. So it was at the very end, and I had already gotten pretty much all the squash I mostly wanted. And it's like it traveled throughout the garden. It started here and moved here and here and here, and they just kept munching through the garden. Hello, Lynette, Coffee Angel Craft. How are you? So anyway, I've been checking and I've been also spreading them out, planting them in different places. I've gotten a few more packs of seeds just so I can kind of be putting them out in different spots. So my acorn squash is doing really well. My zucchini's growing a little slow, but not too bad. And the tomatoes are like dragging. My tomatoes are out on a Sunday drive, and they might decide to come up eventually. It's driving me insane how slow the tomatoes are. And the peppers are coming up slow too, but I know that's pretty normal for them. I think I'm going to actually end up with peppers this year. I planted peppers in two different places. Planted 2 beds of peppers by seed. I also bought a jalapeno and a cayenne and potted those up. But I planted like probably 6 different kinds of peppers. But I know they take a while to come up, so we'll see. And I did go ahead and add some bone meal to the places where I was going to be planting the peppers. So hopefully that'll be good. Yummy peppers, yeah. And then if I get as many peppers as I put out there, oh my goodness, I'll have to figure out something to do with them. I noticed that you had started making up videos, Suzanne Goulet. How are you? That's awesome. You going to start working a channel? It has its ups and downs. I'm going on my 3rd year. I think in August will be my 3rd year. That'll be my 3-year anniversary. Wish I had planted my squash and cucumbers sooner. I was so worried about getting tomatoes and peppers and forgot about everything else. Yeah. I watched you on your series where you're planting everything. You'd come home from work every day and you'd have your seeds soaked from the day before and you'd plant those seeds. Hello, Tina Ladybug. Hello, Melody Maid. How are you? I did so terrible in the garden last year that I wanted to make sure I did better this year. Hello, Alfonso. Yes, I did get the package. I haven't opened it yet. I got 3 things in the mail. I'm going to do a mail call for that. Probably will come out next week. But since I got 3 things in the mail, I'll just put them all together. Yeah. Hello, John. Hunting and Stuff with J&J. How are you? Let's see. Oh, still at risk of frost. Where do you live, Suzanne Goulet? Where do you live? Curious. I don't know about y'all, but I've been having a terrible time with shorts lately. I get them and they're like 7 views. I used to get hundreds and sometimes thousands of views, and all of a sudden all my shorts are bombing. Even if I put in cute little special effects. 5A. Ooh. Yeah, 5A sounds cold. Huh. Yeah. Where's that? Like by Montana or something? I don't know where 5A is, but I know it's up north somewhere. Heading to the dentist. Oh, that doesn't sound like any fun at all. I had to go get my car registration, and I went up there to do it, but I realized I didn't have a current insurance card in my car, so I'm going to have to put it off another day because I'm pretty sure they're changing the algorithm again, Gail. Well, I wish I knew how to fix it where I would still get some views on some of those. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Even if I do a really good job of it and I put the little extra effects that they have now in it with music and everything, I'm still not getting any views. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah. I planted about, I would say about 4 weeks before my last frost date. Then I had a few things under the grow light. And I had probably 8 tomatoes under the grow light. And I decided to be a rebel and not harden them off. And sure enough, 3 survived and 5 died. But I got 3 out of 8 living, basically. But anyway, I learned my own lesson. I knew better, and I did it anyway. You're in 5B. I kind of understand. It has to do with how cold it is. But I don't understand. I understand kind of the numbers, but I don't really understand what A and B means. Is that like splitting up the 5? Like, is it almost like 5.5? 5A, 5B? I don't know. Yeah. So I used to wait till my last frost date, but people were getting stuff quicker than me. You know, when I started on YouTube, I could see that other people were getting stuff quicker than me. So I was like, okay, they must be planting before their last frost date. So I think next year I'm going to do more tomatoes, and I'm going to be sure to harden them off, because that was just a lovely lesson to learn, to kill over half of them. Yeah. Well, it's funny. Andale Homestead was asking me about it. Did I harden them off? I was like, no. And I did a terrible job of it too. Hello, Makeup Mom and Son. Oh, I've killed way more than 1,000 plants for sure. Definitely. Cece's already harvesting corn, cucumbers, butternut squash. Wow. I have fully harvested my cilantro. I decided not to save the seed because I have lots of seed already. So I didn't want to save that seed. So I harvested what I wanted, and I threw the rest of it out to the chickens, and the chickens love it. They love cilantro, believe it or not. Yeah, I know. I see people harvesting tomatoes, and I'm like, what? My tomatoes are dragging. Hubby is getting the area ready for my garden this weekend. 8B, Oregon. Okay. Awesome. Cool. That's very cool. It's exciting. I mean, I'm at the point I got everything out. I'm just throwing out more. Now that I'm done with that, I'm kind of just finding more containers and throwing out more stuff. Stuff that I want more of, stuff I want to make sure I get a harvest of. Cilantro is a pretty flower. Well, yeah, it's pretty. I think the sage, I didn't know. This is my first year to see sage go to seed. And the sage is beautiful with the lavender flowers coming out. And it was beautiful for probably about 2 or 3 weeks with the most beautiful purple flowers. Now the purple flowers are starting to die. And I've got to wait till they're fully dry before I harvest the seed. I am going to harvest the sage seed. Yeah. I'm planning to clean my backyard this weekend and get a raised bed ready. I need to grow something this year. Yeah, you should. You should definitely be growing something. Everybody, even if you're in an apartment, you should be trying to grow at least a dwarf tomato variety or cherry tomato variety on your, balcony or your porch. Some people start plants in February. Well, I do under my grow light. Eating pizza and watching. That's cool. Yeah, I ate pizza. I mean, not pizza. I ate my lunch. Then I had to go get something at Dollar Tree. Then I had to go grab something at Walmart. Then I went to try to go do my car registration. Realized I didn't have the right insurance card. So I'll have to wait and do the car registration tomorrow. So putting it off another day. Yeah. So, yep. And it's funny, I used all my bone meal. I went a couple of weeks without it. And then all of a sudden I found part of last year's bag that I had not used. So now I ended up having more bone meal. So the stuff I put out from this point forward, I'll still have bone meal to put out with it. Today I was making a video and I was putting bone meal in the container, and the bone meal just like blew up in my face. So I have to watch that video to see how funny it is when the bone meal blows in my face. I had kind of a rough day of videoing because I was videoing. Well, first the bone meal blew in my face. Then I thought I was videoing part of it and it didn't work. So I don't know if that video is going to go up at all. I have to do my editing, see if that video is going to make it or be tossed. I love video bloopers. Yeah. I'll probably leave it in, but I don't know with the new ending if it's going to make sense because I didn't show part of it. So I'll have to put it all together and see if the rest of the video makes sense. But the part where it blows the bone meal in my face, yeah, that's probably going to be pretty funny because I just like, had the whole shock thing going on. You have to post the bone meal blooper. Yeah, well, even if I don't post the video, I might just tack the blooper on somewhere. That would be funny to see. Yes, we are all human, and we're definitely not movie stars, so we definitely make bloopers. However, I bet most people don't show their bad plants. They probably go, okay, well, I'm just going to skip the bad section of the garden. They did have the collaboration going on a couple of years where you show the good, the bad, and the ugly in your garden. So you get to start with the positive of the good. Then you show the kind of bad, and then you show the completely ugly. And that sage is going to be, it looked really pretty, and it still looks kind of okay now, but pretty soon that's just going to be like dried out mess. And I'm going to want to pull it out so bad because it's going to look bad. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I am happy to be harvesting my first sage seeds. I didn't know sage looked so pretty on the second year when it went to seed, or I would have planted more of it. I might plant it next year just because when it flowers, it's so pretty. Like do a whole container of it, a big container. I should have plenty of seed. I joined the Indiana Backyard Gardener Seed Swap, and it is the best seed swap. It is awesome. And I've heard about other seed swaps, but it's really cool because I sent in 3 packages of 10 seed, but I actually sent in 6 packages of 10 seed. And then I think we were supposed to send 4 stamps, and I sent 6 or 8 stamps. Anyway, I tried to double everything she was asking for. And I got back 32 different varieties of seed. I mean, a lot of stuff. I mean, that was so sweet of her. She did a great job. I can't even imagine the money she spent on that. Of course, I know some people were donating money for postage and sending extra stamps and all that. So hopefully it didn't set her back too far. I bet she did work hard. I mean, she was not only getting seed she had and seeds other people brought together, but she was actually trading to get the more rare type seeds that we wanted. So I was like, wow. I was really impressed. Yeah. Yeah, the sage is beautiful. I officially know that now. See, the more I do gardening, the more I learn. I didn't know that sage put out such a pretty flower. Another thing, I'm not a huge okra fan, but that red okra, that puts out a pretty flower and a really beautiful plant as well. Even if you don't like okra, it's worth planting it just to see how pretty the flowers are. And the plant itself is pretty. But nothing gets wasted. Even if there's something we don't eat or we decide we don't like, we just feed it to the chickens. Like this year was the first year I got arugula. Hubby tried the arugula. He said, something in this salad tastes weird. So next time he was out in the yard, I said, here, try this. And he's like, yeah, that's it. And then I tried it, and we both were making a face. So we pulled that out, and I gave it to the chickens. And I planted something else in that spot. Yeah, red okra is very pretty. My friend Mackenzie Lindstrom sent me some a couple of years ago. I still actually have some seed. If I had a place to plant it, I might go ahead and plant it. But kind of running out of space. I did start an area where I'm going to plant pumpkins. I did start working on getting that area together. And I'm going to plant that sometime this month or the beginning of next month. So May or June. I do have one pumpkin plant out there. I put one under the grow light to see if the seed was still good, and the seed came up and started to get big, so I had to transplant it into the garden. And it survived the transplant, and it's doing really well. So I'll have those pumpkins if they come up, and then I'll have the second set of pumpkins. But like I said, I just did that to test the seed, to see if my seed that I saved was a good seed. And it is. So I should have quite a bit of home saved seeds this year if everything goes right. And I should be harvesting some. Last year I got the most beautiful green gourds, and they were bumpy, really cool looking. And what it was is my mom and I both buy pumpkins and gourds during the fall time. So what I did was I started putting those pumpkins and gourds, spreading them out into the wild garden area I have back there and composting it and stuff, and kind of throwing dirt around and over it, but not really planting it, just letting it die and rot there by itself. And those gourds started coming up late, like August, September. And I had those out sometime. I put them out sometime in October. I never did get around to harvesting any seed, but there's some out there. So I should have my own. I should have some of those growing this year too. And if it does grow again this year, I am going to be sure that I harvest some seed out of the prettiest one. I'll pick the prettiest one and harvest seed out of that one. And I'm going to plant some birdhouse type gourds or bottleneck gourds. I planted a little bit, but my friend Jan sent me some more, so I'm going to plant them in a different spot so I could tell. Hers will be in the front and mine will be in the back, so I'll be able to tell them apart. But I'm pretty sure that they're pretty similar. Even the seed, when I looked at the seed today, it looked very similar. So it might be exactly the same thing. But just in case it's different, I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. Thank you for coming in, Sue. I appreciate it. Yeah. One seed that I will not be saving is any type of tomato, because I watched somebody harvest the seeds for tomatoes, and that looks hard, and that looks like way too much trouble. I mean, I planted about 12 different varieties of tomatoes. I have probably at least 8 of those still left after I planted, because I have a limited space. So I just planted like 2 or 3 of each variety, 2 to 4 of each variety. And then on my single seed challenge, of course, I only planted 1. So I still have all those seeds left for next year. So I don't save tomato seed. It just looks hard, and seed saving shouldn't be that hard. If it's that hard, I'll just buy the seed. But I like saving things that are easy, like pumpkin seeds, gourd seeds. Sage looks like it's going to be really easy. I could have done cilantro, but I have lots of seed people sent me, so it wasn't much need to save that. However, being that the chickens ate it, cilantro might just be randomly popping up next year, possibly, in different places. We'll see. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of videos about it, and after watching the videos about it, I decided it's too hard and I don't want to do it. Officially, I'm not doing it unless I have to. The world goes crazy and I have to save them. I will. I know how I can do it, but it's too much trouble. I want something easier. I could just wash it, dry it, put it away. I don't want to have to soak it in water and do this now. What I watched somebody save that, and it's like, it seemed like a huge process, and I'm like, no, I am not doing that. After watching it, not going to do it. I have a mason jar full of cilantro seeds. Well, even if it was a small mason jar, that would be a lot. But if it was a mason jar this size, that would be a ton of cilantro seed. But I mean, even if you did a small one, that would still be a lot. But I mean, I think my cilantro is in here. And I think what I did is I just put my cilantro, I just took all my different varieties and put them in one thing. Like, I'm not as particular on some seed about splitting it all out. I'm like, it's cilantro. I don't care if it's forest green or red burgundy or, I mean, cilantro is cilantro to me. It doesn't really matter. So I just jelly size jar. Yeah, not that size. But even a jelly size jar of cilantro is a lot. That's what I'm saying. I don't need it. So I'm not going to bother to save it. But it would have been easy. Sure. But it just, no. Only if it's like, if I save them, it'll be partially for me, but it'll probably be for next year's seed swap. So I decided, because I've never harvested cilantro, I wanted to harvest not cilantro. Since I've never harvested sage seed, I decided I wanted to harvest those seeds. And I probably will harvest some kind of flower, either marigold or zinnia. There's a lot of flowers I'm planting that I've never harvested before. So if I could figure out how to save all those seeds, I will. If they're, fairly easy. But like zinnia seeds are easy. Marigolds are easy. Hello, Crystal's Place. How are you? Pretty much got the main bit of everything planted. I'll just keep going until I get tired, and then I'll just maintain the watering and weeding. But right now I am still putting stuff out. I don't need anything else, but I got a couple more containers I just did today, and then I bought a container at Dollar Tree. I'm going to put something in that. Yeah, they're so easy. Those two flowers are so easy. Hello, sis. How are you? Preparing the garden and working outside. Yes, awesome. Well, if you need anything, you have any questions, sis, you're welcome to ask me. Hello, Arc Wildman Survival. I don't know if I said hi to you a while ago, but I did see your name go through. Sorry if I didn't. Sometimes I just get blah, 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 blah. This Sunday, I will have on Yellow Shirt Dad. Gene is his first name. I will have him on as my guest on Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Time. I do not have any other guests scheduled on Sunday. I do have a couple I'm in the middle of trying to get. And then what I might try to start doing is every other Sunday, I may just come up and talk like this. Just talk with everybody. Because when you're on an interview, it's really hard to acknowledge everyone, and it's really hard to see what everybody's saying in the chat, and you miss stuff, and I know that probably doesn't make some people very happy. And because I know when I'm in a chat, I really like it when people say hi to you. And when you come in and they say, "Hey, Gail with Gail Southern Living's here," and they're all excited, you're like, "Oh, that's awesome." I'm not as good with showing the excitement, but I'm always glad everybody's here, of course. Yeah, I did. I've done I bought a couple of things already started. I bought cilantro, one cilantro plant, one jalapeno plant. I bought some moss rose already started. So I did purchase a few things that are already started. Hello, Cobalt Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. I have to say it slower. I mess it up because it's like C C C C. Too many C's. No, it actually flows really well. It's a really good name. You chose a really good name. And that's what names are supposed to do, kind of flow like that. Yes, it is a good thing to be acknowledged. Definitely. Thank you, sis, for sharing me out. I appreciate it. But yeah, sis, if you have any gardening questions, you can ask me. If I don't know, I'll ask somebody who does know. But I've actually been gardening since 2005, but I kind of stayed in my zone and just planted tomatoes, squash, jalapenos, and tomatillas. I pretty much planted those four things, and flowers, and just stayed in my zone. And then when I started Shed Wars a couple of years ago, I started trying more things. I started learning more things. And I watch videos, even during the winter. I do still have a second channel. I'm not currently working on it right now, but I do still have it. But anyway, I learned a lot about gardening. Lately, I've been watching videos about permaculture, trying to learn about that. And then one year I learned a lot about hookah culture. And then I'll probably start watching, maybe in the fall, I'll start watching some hydroponic stuff because I'm considering getting a hydroponic system. And that would be for inside the house. So I just need to figure out where I would set it up at. I'm guessing the utility room because that's where I have my grow light. But yeah, lots and lots and lots of seed. I've used quite a bit of seed. This year last year I had a bad year of gardening because I had, first I had hail damage a bunch of stuff. Then we went into triple digits, and then we had drought. I got so fed up with everything, I just stopped watering it and didn't go outside. I was upset. I was mad. And I told myself, no matter what happens, I said, if it hails on your garden this year, you're going to pull out your little seed bucket. You're going to plant some more. You're not going to be intimidated. You're just going to keep planting them. So anytime, like if I have it in my mind, I want 6 loofah to come up here to grow up on the trellis, I keep planting the seed every couple weeks in there until that seed comes up. I'm going to be persistent, and I'm going to just keep going, and it's going to come up. So now I think I have 5 out of the 6 loofah planted coming up that I wanted, and I only have 3 out of the 6 pickling cucumber that I want. So the cucumber is just like, dragging. Yes, we're going to have quite a hot summer, I'm afraid. Yeah, my sister-in-law is coming from Montana, and she is going to be really hot. We do keep our house, like during the day, hubby puts it on 60 some, no, what is it? 76. Hot. Warm for me. But at night, we put it on 65. So it's literally cold, and you need a blanket even in the summer. I do not like to, I can be warm during the day, but when I'm sleeping, I want to be cool. So winter and summer, we keep it cool in the house. So there will be no hot. I will not be, I don't mind it during the day. But at night, I want to stay cool. My cukes in the 6-pack of wait, let me pull it up so I can see it better. My cukes in the 6-pack are germinating slowly too. Yeah. Oh, yes. The cucumbers are dragging. They're probably waiting for a specific temperature, I'm guessing. Because I amended the soil in those containers really well. And any container, like at the end of this year, any container that's topped off to the very top, like I have one container, there's no more room for amending in that. I think what I'm going to do with that particular container, because there's no more room for amending, I'm going to empty that container out into the wild garden and start over in that one. But I'm not throwing the soil completely away. I'm putting it out in the wild garden. And that's what the wild garden gets. It gets all the, any soil I don't want anymore, I just put it out there. And that's where I plant my cantaloupe, honeydew melon, watermelon, gourds, pumpkins. There's some sunflowers out there. Yes, definitely persistence. We're going to call this gardening year persistence of a headstrong woman, because that's what I'm doing this year. I'm like, I don't care what happens to everything out there. If it gets attacked by bugs, like Nicole Smith Gardening was talking about, the vine borers, all these other bugs and stuff. So I started spreading my zucchini out, because no matter what, I'm going to have zucchini coming up somewhere. Even if I have to replant it in July, and I went ahead and bought some seed. So if something gets them, I will replant in July and have my fall crop, because it's warm enough here, I can still get a crop. If I plant in July, I could still get a crop by September. So September, October, because it doesn't really get cold here until October usually. So I'm going to just be persistent and keep going. But I had in my mind, I wanted 6 loofah and 6 pickling cucumbers to grow from their 18-gallon containers up onto the trellis. And then I have a tire sitting next to them that has like marigolds in it, which I'm going to have them grow the opposite way. The loofah and the pickling cucumber will grow up in this way, and then the flower things will grow the other direction. I'm going to try to control it. But if the marigolds try to take over, I will pull them out, because I definitely don't want them messing with my loofah and my pickling cucumber, but mainly my loofah, because I'm on my 3rd year on loofah, so I don't want to mess this up. I'm like, if this year doesn't work, I just don't know if I have the heart to try it again. I'm on my 3rd year. So, and hopefully I learned something from every year to make it next year better. The first year I put it somewhere and the trellis itself came down. And I had a little bit of little ones. And then last year, first they got hit by hail, but they seemed like they were going to be okay. And then they got attacked by fire ants. So this year, I've been really persistent. I started back before I even planted anything. I took my little tea kettle, filled it up with water. Hello, I'm sorry, I can't say your name. I'm going to pull it up. Welcome into the chat. I forgot what I was saying. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to keep going, but I've been pouring boiling water on the fire ants. Now, you can't do that if it's in your plant, because you will kill your plant. But if the fire ants are not in your plant vicinity, they're just a pile of them, pour the water on them. Do it a couple of days in a row. Pour a little and test it to see if you still see any ants coming out. If you don't, move on to the next pile. So a couple of 2-3 days a week, I'm going around, I'm filling up my little tea kettle, and I'll just walk around the yard looking for piles. And I've just found a pile today. As soon as this live is over, I'm going to heat up my water and I'm going to go kill the ants in that pile. Because I was like, where are these ants coming from at the chicken coop? Because I couldn't find any piles yesterday when I dug around. I could not find any fire ant piles. Fire ants have been the death of me for the past 3 years. But if they're not on your plants, you can pour that water over it. Now, I've worked on a few other things. I've done cinnamon. I did the borax and sugar solution thing. I've done diatomaceous earth. Really, the boiling water seems to be the best for me. It's very efficient. Because as soon as you pour that water over, if you go back to that pile later, you could see all the little red ant dots. And those are all the little dead ant bodies that you killed. Hello, Knit, Pearl, and Squirrel with Granny D. Thompson. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, Christy Betts. Welcome in. Fire ants are definitely another pain in my behind. Yes. Yes, they are. Now, you can put cinnamon on them, but literally, you better buy yours at Dollar Tree and be prepared to put that whole thing on the thing, okay? Because they're not, but I've been protecting my squash like crazy, hoping, I got the bowls with the water. However, I'm kind of wondering if it's killing the good bugs too, and not just the bad bugs, but killing the good bugs too. So the jury's still out on that. Yeah. Yeah, fire ants are definitely a problem in Texas, but I saw somebody in Tennessee that was having problems with them too. So apparently it's not just Texas, but yeah, Texas, we probably have more. I'm just saying, but I will kill them even if I see them in the front yard, because those are the ones that are going to spread to the backyard, in my opinion. Like, I don't want them anywhere near my house. And people say they're not that destructive, but they do things to the soil that aren't good for soil. They aerate soil in a way, or they do something, their little ant bed trails or whatever. It does stuff to soil that should not be happening to soil. And they do eat leaves, because they were eating my loofah leaves and stuff. They killed my loofah. So those who say the fire ants don't kill plants, they do. They do kill plants. They killed my loofah. For sure, for sure. And they'll go after your squash too. I don't know how but yeah. As I was killing them and pouring the water over them, something white was coming up out of the soil. So I'm wondering what the white stuff was that was coming up out of their anthills. Does anybody know what the white stuff would be? Would that be food? Would that be little cocoons of little baby ants? I don't know what it is. Yeah, a lot of fire ants. Yeah, I think it was Red Road Homestead. I saw she was dealing with ant issues too. Oh yeah, I grabbed into my pine mulch bag with my left hand, and I checked it, and I didn't see any ants, because I got to where I check things now. Well, anyway, I thought there wasn't any in there. I went digging in there. 12 of them bit my hand. My hand had bites on the front, back, between my fingers. I counted them after. There were 12 ant bites on my left hand. The white stuff is their babies? Ooh, good. That means I killed their babies. I hate to be so cruel, but they're destructing my garden. If they weren't destructing my garden, I wouldn't be so mad. But I knew there was an ant pile I couldn't find. What it was is right up behind our air conditioning unit. They now know that I'm killing them, and they're hiding their ant piles from me. They know that I'm killing them, and now they're starting to hide themselves, So you got to be protective. Once in a while, pick up those pots that you have on the ground and see if there's anything underneath them, because they will get up under your pots and kill your plant and go up through the holes you put that are supposed to be for water. They'll go up through the bottom of your pot and eat up your plant. Yeah, ants are not fun at all. eggs and juveniles are white. Okay, well, I killed some ant babies then. They're trying to reproduce, and I'm not wanting them to. But I'm going to attack that ant pile. Matter of fact, it's such a big pile. I'm probably going to do the teapot 3 times because it's a pretty good size ant pile. I just found it today. I was like, where are they hiding their anthill now? Because I've looked both sides of the yard. We have the chicken side, we have the gardening side. I looked at both sides of the yard and I'm like, where are the ants? Today, because I remembered the chickens free ranging, they were going back behind the air conditioning unit. Now, so I said, oh my gosh, maybe they're back there. I looked, there was a pile. Sure enough. Oh gosh, the pain of 12 of them biting you. Yes. Oh, my whole hand felt like it was on fire. It was crazy. It was insane. Yeah, yesterday I had just one bite me and it hurt for a bit, but 12 at one time, that was crazy. What I did after it bit me, I took the pine mold, I put on kitchen gloves because I couldn't find any gardening gloves. I put on kitchen mitts. I poured the pine mulch into the bed. I had not started gardening in that particular bed. I poured it all in there. Then I started pouring boiling water over the pine mulch in every area, killing it for days until I no longer saw any ants anywhere in the pine mulch. Then I kind of pushed it back and planted some stuff in that area and left the pine mulch there. But so I did manage to save the pine mulch, but it did crawl in a bag of my gardening soil too this year. And hubby just poured that out in the wild garden. I'm like, whatever, just pour it out there. I'll deal with them. I'll deal with them out there. So, oh, she does. Yeah. Well, I've tried all the methods. The hot water only works if you're not putting it on an active plant. But people are like, I don't want to pour the boiling hot water on my ground because it's going to kill the grass. I'm like, I can, water around the spot and get the grass to grow back in that spot. I've been doing that because we're going to have some company in June. I want to make sure our yard looks pretty and green. So I've been watering around where I poured the boiling water for the ants. I've been watering around it so it'll grow over it again. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'll do my best, but I hate ants too. I hate them. Well, if they wouldn't kill my plants, I wouldn't be so mad at them, but they just keep killing my stuff. So they're not going to kill my loofah this year. Matter of fact, I need to go put some preventative measures around them while I'm thinking about it. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, in the sink, washing them off. Oh, my goodness. I can't imagine. Yeah. We mostly have the fire ants here, but today I found a couple that were bigger. So I don't know if those are fire ants too. They've just managed to get to an adult phase or if they're a different kind of ant. But I've been persistently pouring the boiling water over them. Before I even started planting, I was already looking for ant hills. Just as soon as the ant hills started to show up, I was already looking for them. Hello, Frosty Lone Wolf. Welcome in. Pescatarian gardener. Pescatarian gardener. Is that right? Yeah. I hate the ants. The one thing, they will crawl into your pine mulch. They will crawl into your bags of soil. What they will not crawl into is cow manure. And I told that to my husband, and my husband says, well, yeah, nobody likes poop, not even ants. So I wonder, I have a theory, I wonder if putting cow manure in your gardening beds and in your pots, if that will run off the ants where they won't want to come in there because they could smell the cow manure. I'm just curious. And I haven't really had them much in my plants. I think I found a little bit in the zucchini bed, but it was between plants. So I poured some water on it because it was between two plants, and I thought there was enough room that I could pour it just on that spot without killing anything. So I gave that a shot, and they seem to be gone. And then I think after that, I put a bunch of cinnamon over there too. And I've been putting some orange peels in there and different stuff. Just whatever I can think of. Yeah, they don't like cow manure. So you might try that. I mean, I'm just willing to try anything to keep them out of my stuff. I walked around one day and I just sprinkled cow manure on all my little pots. Just keep them out of stuff. I don't know if it worked, but I haven't had any problems lately. And I've got to where I do ant checks. I go around, I pull up pots. Are there any ants there? If there are, I'll move that, pour the hot water, put it back down because, I mean, usually when they're under the pots, they're not. That was a pretty good pronunciation. Okay, thank you. I was trying. I have to take my time with it. I was like, okay, let me pull this name up again and see if I can figure it out. Since I'm going on the year of, if it doesn't come up, put another seed in there, I might end up with 50 million of a bunch of different stuff. And my husband will be like, whoa, what are you doing, lady? If as many pepper seeds come up as I put in the ground, I'm going to have a bush over there, a couple of bushy areas. However, I'll have to make videos to ask what they are, because now that I've thrown so many seeds everywhere in the two different pepper beds, I'm not going to be able to tell them apart. The only thing I will be able to tell is I'll be able to tell a jalapeno. I'll be able to tell a banana pepper. I'll be able to tell a Peter pepper. The rest of it's going to be kind of fuzzy. And the California Wonder is a bell pepper, so I should be able to tell that. Use cayenne pepper in your pots. Yes, I have used cayenne pepper before too. Hello, handicapped traveler. How are you? Hello, the budget preppers. How are you? I've even taken cayenne and cinnamon and mixed them together in a seasoning thing and sprinkled that all over everywhere. Yeah. Catnip is supposed to be, there's a whole 10 or 12 plants that fire ants don't like too. The only one I planted was the catnip, and I'm not completely sure if the catnip is coming up or not. I have something coming up in that one area, so I need to look at the seedling, a picture of the seedling for that. What I'm having the hardest time identifying this year is the elderberry. I planted some elderberry by seed because I received some with the seed swap, and I'm having the hardest time telling. So what I've decided to do is to let all the weeds and everything grow up in there. Once it gets big enough, I got one that I think might be it, because it has the serrated top leaves. I sent it to one of my friends, and she thinks it might be. So I'm just going to let everything kind of grow up in there. And then once it gets up bigger, then I'll go through and weed it when I'm sure. But right now I'm not too sure, so I'm just going to let it. I'm going to let it get kind of messy, and then we'll identify it after that. I also have trying to grow some hollyhock that somebody sent me, and I think I'm going to do the same thing with that. I'm going to let all the weeds kind of grow up in that area until I get something that looks like the picture of a hollyhock seedling. But right now it's just a bunch of green there. But I can't tell. Hello, Jason Avers with Green Country Agriculture. Hello, Lori's World. How are you? Let's see what Nicole said here. I was reading about elderberry just today. Elderberry needs to be in the fridge for 60 to 90 days before it will germinate. Without the cold, it can take 5 years to germinate. You know what? I did read that, Nicole, after I had already planted it. So there's nothing I can do. The seed's already out and I don't have any more. So the best thing I can do, probably lunchtime. Yay. Yeah, I ate just a little bit early. So I decided I'm going to do a lunchtime live. Maybe I'll catch some people on their lunch break. Not me. I could lunch break at 10 or at 2. It doesn't really matter. I don't like to get too close to dinner, though, because it kind of ruins my dinner. But, yeah, lunchtime. Let's see. Hating the new YouTube layout. Can't even find where to put my thumbs up. Oh, no. Did they change that again? I don't know. Maybe you've done an update that I haven't done. Goodness. This is usually my Sunday shirt because it says Forged in Strength. And let's see where it's at. Isaiah 54:17. I have Christian shirts that I wear on Sundays because we have a casual church. So we wear t-shirts and jeans, or t-shirts and capris, stuff like that. Take a drive in the country. You'll see plenty of wild elderberry along the road. Get it before they mow. Yeah, I have to be able to identify it first, Jason. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let that area get to be a hot mess of weeds, and then I'm going to keep looking at pictures until something matches. Then once that happens, I'll weed that area. But I'm just going to have to not video it and just let it become a mess until it comes up, if it comes up. But now that I know I'm supposed to stratify that in the refrigerator, if I get some more seeds, I'll be sure to do that. Because I read that too, Nicole, but I read it after I planted the seeds. I didn't notice that this morning. I started using the watch later list. So if you see me go over and watch a 3-minute video, one of your 3-minute videos, I didn't just watch the 3-minute video. I also put a 16-minute, 20-minute, or 30-minute video on my watch later list. So at night while I'm sleeping, the watch later list will run. And then when I get up in the morning, I'll remove everything from the watch later list that has the red line through it up to the point of when it doesn't. Then I will add new ones during the day. And that'll be new people that I've subscribed to and also just my friends. So if I watched a 3-minute video, you're like, oh, she only watched a 3-minute video. That's not true. I also watched a longer video, but I put that in my watch later list. That way I feel like I get more watch time for all you guys. Thank you, Garden State Gardener, for re-upping your membership. That's awesome. Let's see. It's just me and the animals, so sometimes I just eat late lunch and call it supper. Yeah, if it was just me, I probably could get away with that too, but I got to keep hubby on a schedule. He comes home hungry, so we use the picture app. Yeah. Okay. I went literally 2 days ago. I went on and tried to find a picture app. Every single one of them charges you. I looked and looked and looked. I probably tried 4 or 5. Every one of them wanted a credit card or your debit card. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to pay for it. I'll put out a video and I'll say, hey, what is this? I'll tag the people I think might know the answer, and they'll tell me, and it'll be confirmed by 8 other people. So I'm sorry, I'm cheap, and that's how I have to do it. I've tried to find a free one. They all charge you. So I've been Gail lurking. Oh, you're just listening to me chitter chat. Chitter chat. I get all excited when I talk about the ants. I'm like, no. And now I got a new thing to be paranoid about: vine borers. I had the bowl full of dead bugs, that I put out to catch the vine borers. And I was looking at the bugs in the bowl to see if one of them was a vine borer. But I didn't find any in the bowl, which hopefully means there isn't any in there, around. I hope. I don't know. I'm not naive enough to think that it might not still be there, but picture this. Yeah, I tried picture this, and it charged me, or it tried to charge me. You have to look for the X and just close that part out. Used it for years. Okay, I might try again on that, Nicole. I'll try again. If you're saying it's there, I believe you, and I will try it again. I really did want to, because there's one that my friend Adrienne, she thinks it is the elderberry. So I'll try it again and see if I can figure out a place to X out of it where it won't charge me. But yeah, it pulled up the thing to charge me, and I was like, oh, come on now. I can't pay for it. If I was working and I had money, I might pay $5 a month for it. But really, honestly, if I was going to pay $5 a month, I'd rather get a couple of memberships for some of my friends than to pay $5 for just to ask them if this plant is that thing. Normally, I'm going to know. I mean, usually there's only going to be a couple of things you don't know. Like, I'm not sure if I have lemon balm coming up. I think it's lemon balm. It looks like the picture. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm not sure about the lemon balm, but like I said, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what the elderberry looks like. Everything in a pot, I'm just going to assume the green stuff coming up in it is the plant. Yeah, I'll try it. I really do want to know if that's an elderberry, because if it is, I can pull up everything that doesn't look like that and isn't a marigold, because I put a little bit of marigolds in there too, but I know what that looks like. Sneaky boogers. Yeah, they are sneaky boogers. Yeah, some people might just pay for it, and I would if I worked, maybe. But there's probably other things I'd probably want to spend $5 for than that. Like I said, maybe get a membership from a couple of my friends, or, I have a couple of memberships now. Now, I would do more if I had a steady income. But because I stay at home and I don't work, I don't try to accumulate more debt by asking my husband for a bunch of money for this and that. I try to do things on my own. We sell eggs. I get to keep the egg money. So I have that little bit of spending money. It's not a lot, but I budget that. And I use that to mail things on YouTube. I use it to buy things at Dollar Tree, cards, gifts, decorations for the yard, stuff like that. So that's why I buy the things at Dollar Tree, because I have egg money and it's not a lot of money. So I have to just do what I can do. And when I get my income tax, anything I need for gardening for the year, I buy it in January. And then I use it for that year. And when it's over that year, the cow manure, the soil, the bone meal, whatever other kinds of stuff I'm going to put in the garden, I buy all that in January. When that money is done, the income tax money, I don't usually buy anything else unless I get a YouTube check, which is, not very consistent. But hopefully I'll get paid this month or next month from YouTube. I'm hoping. Thank you, Lynette, for coming in. I appreciate it. It's good to label everything. Yeah. Well, I know exactly where I planted the elderberry because that's the only place I planted it. But I can't speak for what weeds are coming up. Also, I had planted lavender in that and it didn't come up, so I planted over it. So I could have lavender, marigolds, and elderberry all in the same spot. I'm like, something's going to come up right here, okay? Something's coming up. Something's going to come up in here. And my problem is everything's probably going to all come up and then it'll just be all squished together there. But, you can transplant things to different areas. I did replant my lavender today. So if the lavender comes up over here, I can leave it, or I can move it to a pot, or I can just take it out because I have it in another spot. Gonna work on your grip. At some point, you'll be able to pinch 2 pennies together to make 1 dime. Yeah, I'm pretty good at budgeting and stretching. I did the couponing, so sometimes I go to the store with coupons and come back with a bag full of free groceries because I started doing that 5 or 6 years ago. So I do that. And then I have my egg money. Then, sometimes if I need something, I'll just budget it in our grocery budget and just add it in. If there's something I really, really want, like a craft supply, or if I wanted a pot for gardening, or makeup or something, I just add it to the regular grocery budget. So I do use that sometimes if I need it. Also now, I also use the money, any extra money I get to buy things to put in the homeless bags that I've been doing. So I try to throw little things like that in. Like today I went to Dollar Tree to pick up some stuff, and I picked up, they had a 6-pack of the little pretzel bags for $1.25. And it's the Snyder's brand. And so I'm going to put those in the homeless bag. That'll be like some of the snacks. Like we try to put the tuna, the tuna kiss that come with the crackers, raviolis, ramen noodles, cup of soup, crackers, pudding, Pop-Tarts, anything they can eat without having to cook it. We try to put that in the homeless bags so they'll have meals and snacks. It's not necessarily the healthiest food, but it's, if you don't have anything, it's better than nothing, I guess you would say. It's better than nothing. It's better than having nada. So, and every time we hand out the bags, we start working on the next batch. So, and this last time we handed out 10, and there were 2 girls and 8 men. And all of them, most of them were over 40. Over 50, but there were a couple that were in their 30s. A lot of them, I would tell you, are seniors. There's a lot of seniors that are homeless. Marigolds are totally going to come. Yeah, I intended for the marigolds to come up. My thought is if nothing else come up there, at least I'd have some pretty marigolds. That was my thought. And I put them on the edges like this, and then the elderberry was in the middle. And I know I don't expect the elderberry to get up big enough to produce berries. Matter of fact, now that I read what I read, I don't think the elderberry is going to come up at all. But just in case, I'm going to let the weeds grow up so I can see if it's there. Bad time to be homeless. And so many of these days. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of elderly homeless people. It's terrible. Yeah. Well, I was on a schedule of getting paid from YouTube every other month. And then I'd get paid a month, skip 2, and then you get paid. So I don't know where I'm at now. But anyway, we'll see. It should be this month or next month I would get paid. I really haven't got any super chats. Most of my stuff comes from channel memberships, and some of it obviously comes from ads, but the ads are the smallest part of it. I feel so special today. Why do you feel special today, Lori? Did I miss something? I'm guessing any day would be a bad day to be homeless. I made a whole 200 from YouTube last year. Well, considering you didn't have memberships, that's not too bad. Oh, Joe just gifted Lori a membership. Oh, today, just now? Oh, he gifted it and you just happened to be the one it picked. Well, that's cool. Cool. Very cool. Yeah. I would love to be members of I'd love to go and get like about 20 memberships, but a lot of times I'll do a membership and it'll expire. Then when I know I have money, I'll do another membership and it'll probably expire. So the reason I do it probably and don't renew it is because I have to do it when I know I have money on my debit card, because I'm not currently working. So you guys all know I'm poor. Nobody expects me to be rich or to have money. So you should already know this about me. I do the best I can, and I try not to be a burden to my husband. You want a membership? Very cool. Winner chicken dinner. Thank you, Joe, for doing that. If you gifted her a membership to my channel, thank you for doing that. That's awesome. It didn't show me that, did it? Well, maybe that's what it said earlier when it came up. New member. Well, it showed it like you renewed yours, but maybe when you renewed yours, yeah. To me, if you really like somebody, you shouldn't care how much money they make. I have some amount of disability from my accident that I had a few years ago at the school. But also I choose to be at home to be able to take care of the house and the garden and the pets. And I've kind of become accustomed to it. And this is why I do gardening in spurts. Like in the morning when I get up, I'll feed the chickens. The very next thing I do is water my garden. After I'm done with that, the night before, when I'm watching TV with hubby, I'll go through my seeds and decide if there's any seeds I want to put out. Like if I want to replant something, or, I have a container. Okay, what am I going to put in that? I'll go through my seeds and decide what I'm going to put there the night before. So the next day, I don't have to think about it. I already have the seeds out, and I do that garden work that morning. So it's only like, 30 minutes. At the beginning of the year when I was getting beds ready, it might have been an hour. And then I'll come in and rest. And then what I've been doing on the weeds is when I'm out there watering, right after I finish watering, I'll go through and pull up a few weeds that I can see to keep it down. But when I do my my weeding, if I have a lot to do, which I'm going to try not to let it get that way, I'll sit down on the ground Indian style. Usually Miley ends up in my lap, and I just sit there and weed that section as far as I can reach, because Miley's on my lap. I can't move down unless I pick her up, move her, and then move to another spot. But yeah, if I keep up on it and I do a little bit of it, every other day or as I'm out watering and stuff, hopefully. And plus I have In my zucchini bed, I have pine mulch in the whole entire bed. Then my other really long bed, I have pine mulch on part of the bed. Then on the very end of that bed, a third of it, I took cardboard, I cut out 3 holes like this big. I put my tomatillas in there. And then on top of the cardboard, I put leaves and sticks and a big rock. And so the tomatillas are going to come up straight through those holes. And anything that doesn't look like a tomatilla, I pull it up as a weed. So I have 2 out of 3 of those up. One of them, though, has 3 things coming up in it. So if that is a tomatilla, I'm going to let it get up a little bit bigger and transplant it over to the other section because there's one that doesn't have one. But anyway, I'm trying to keep the weeds down by the way I've planted things. So hopefully that'll work. And then everything else is a container, so you can just pull those up real easy. So I've tried really hard to do gardening in a way that the weeds won't be such a problem. Yeah, I know. I like to explain things, So if I'm a member of your channel for 1 month, then that's the only month. It's not because I don't love you anymore. It's because I had money then and I don't have money now. But hey, when I get my YouTube check, I try to get something to give away on my channel every time. Right now, my current giveaway is those who enter the Weird Container Growing Challenge and make a video. I'm going to make a video at the end of July. I'm going to make a video it'll probably be the beginning of August, showing everybody, naming everybody that entered. And everybody's going to get to vote. And the person with the most votes is going to win a $25 Amazon card. So that's how I've decided to pick the winner on that. So it'll just say Weird Container Growing, voting for Weird Container Growing. Anyway, it'll have that in the title. Something about voting and Weird Container Growing. So you'll know. And you can go in and vote for yourself or your friends, whoever you want to vote for. And I just thought it would be fun. And I haven't really done a giveaway of anything for a while. Hello, Rebecca Touched by Yarn. How are you? Rebecca, I found a package the other day that had your name on it that has not been mailed. So I'm going to put that package up with my mailing stuff. And I'm guessing that has something in it for you. And probably in there somewhere is the channel sticker that I promised you. But it kind of got thrown around. And you had mentioned that. And then probably 2 weeks after that, I found it. So, and I'll make a video and I'll remind you guys when I do the video, hey, go and vote for your favorite channel for the Weird Container Growing. There's probably already 15 or 20 videos in that playlist, I think. Quite a bit. There's quite a bit. And I need to check the hashtag because there might have been one that posted today that I don't know about. It's possible. It's definitely possible. So I'm going to try to do this, come up and just do a talking live once in a while, because I think that's maybe something I needed to do. Just kind of be on here and connect with you guys and just talk to everybody, see what everybody's up to. Thank you, Joe, for upping your membership and gifting Lori a membership. Yeah, I found it. I'll stick it in the thing. I'm not going to guarantee when I'm going to mail it, but I'll put it up where my mailing stuff is so it can go out at some point. So you'll be surprised when you get it. Well, you'll know kind of now that I found it, but I don't know what else is in there. There's something else in there besides just a sticker. But I packaged it a while back. I'll feel of it. I'm pretty sure it's stitch markers. I think I had made you some stitch markers. But I'm not sure because the package is closed and addressed to you. Who's sick? Oh, my nephew has a fever. Poor baby. Oh, thank you for coming in, Niecy. I don't know if you're going to listen to me on the way or if you're leaving now, but if you are leaving, goodbye. If you're staying, then that's good too. Either way, gotta take care of my little nephew. I've been trying to purchase little things here and there. And I do need to talk to you on the phone, Niecy, about some stuff for when y'all visit. I have a few questions I need to ask. So if you get some time to call me at some point, if you do that, that'd be great. Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. You got a sticker, Rebecca? Cool. Whatever sticker it is, I'm going to guess it's the Vineyard Chicks version with the chicken in it. I mean, that was my most recent sticker. I haven't done stickers for a while, so I don't know. Like I said, I can't say what's in the package because I packed it up like probably last year. I don't even know when I did it, but I found it. That's the important part. And when you do your friend mail opening it, then I'll get to find out what's in it too, because I'm not going to open it. I'm just going to mail it as it is. So anyway, I'd like to get some more stickers done, but I don't know when I'm going to do that. That'd be cool. I haven't got any in a while. I keep telling myself I'm going to order some and order them right before the holidays and put them in Christmas cards. And I really, really need to do that. Also, another thing I thought about doing is putting seeds in my Christmas cards. I haven't done that either, but I'd like to. It's on my list of stuff I want to do. Well, I'm going to probably let you guys go now. I have to go kill some more ants, do a few things in the house. I have some laundry to do and stuff like that. So I thought I'd just come on and chat with you guys. I appreciate all of you guys who came in to hang out with me and talk to me. And I hope you guys all have a great day. And I'm going to try to do these little random pop-up lives once in a while. So thank you guys all for coming in. Bye, everybody.